Welcome everybody to my first video on NBA 2K23, which just came out about, for me, 9 hours ago, for those who didn't have early access, which was pretty fun watching the videos of those who did have early access and people kind of showing off the different aspects. If you've watched my videos before, especially for 2K21, I know I didn't do much in 2K22, but 2K21 I spent a lot of time creating past eras, so I was pretty excited to see the new MyNBA Eras feature here on 2K23. I knew that there would be still a lot of missing players, but it's so awesome to have all the jerseys, logos, courts, all the stuff that comes with the MyNBA Eras mode, where they change even the rules along the years, and you can start in a few different places. So there's plenty of videos out there that show how that works, but I want to share kind of what I've been working on. Well, not exactly for the past 9 hours, but for quite a bit. Stayed up pretty late. At least got some sleep. So if my voice sounds weird, then it's because I'm pretty tired. But wanted to show this off, and that is that I created a 1984 draft class. So as usual, there are a lot of people missing. So first, I want to show off the original '84 draft class. I don't know if anybody's noticed, but this little statement is wrong now. So download players from 49, 50, 53. That's like, I don't know, 20 years off or something. I forget what years they're supposed to be, but you can see when I click this, like that's not true. It's 60, 65, 69. So I don't know what happened there, but I think it's the same years as the last couple years of the 2K game that you can do. But if you load the 84 draft class, you'll see that it's pretty much the same people that were on the game before. Let me see, I don't remember if there were any exceptions. So Akeem is in here, obviously. Tim McCormick is new, I believe. But it's kind of hard to fish them out because there's so many auto-generated people in here, and some of them are rather good. Like Jose De La Rosa surely isn't real, but he's 79 overall. Willis Perkins, Thorpe Cage. There's maybe a few other people down here. Jay Murphy, I didn't know who that was, but he's real. Thankfully, I looked at the draft class before I did anything about that. Kersey's real. Jeff Turner. But like the real people aren't even the best at their position, which I just find really an odd approach by 2K. MJ's obviously there. Tony Campbell, I don't remember if he was on the last game or not. I don't think he was. Ron Anderson is new. Steve Coulter. So a lot of people, I guess. Jay Humphreys is new, and John Stockton's up there. So I think when I counted, there were 18 people total, or maybe 17. I think there were 17 on the game. So I created a handful of people. I guess I technically created 6. I don't know if anybody downloaded or was looking at anything before the first update came out. So there was a first update within like the first 15 minutes of playing the game at midnight. But I was checking out this draft class and a few others before that update, and these new people weren't here. Like Jay Humphreys, I'm pretty sure was not here. So I think they waited until launch to actually update the draft classes with all the new players that they added into the MyNBA eras. So I'm thankful they did that, just period, but also that they did it quickly. Because I was about to start making some edits, and then I was like, well, let me back up and do this update and see if that changes anything, and it definitely did. So the two things I focused on were filling in the players that are important to this class. Number 1, Charles Barkley. Number 2, just because he was number 2 from a pick standpoint, Sam Bowie. And then Alvin Robertson had a great career, major defensive player. So what I want to show now is how to get to my draft class. So I will show, you can search by my username on PlayStation, which is yippee-ki-a, and I can show you that. That's how you spell it. Two P's, two E's. And it's called 1984 right now, dash Barkley, Bowie, Alvin. But I also just want to show you can search, if it's easier than spelling yippee-ki-a out, you can just search for 1984. Some people just want to show you what they've created, but I will show you that there's other things out there. I looked at some of these. I don't think any of them are quite as good as what I've done. I'm sure somebody will top me, so I'm not going to brag too much about myself because I don't know how much more time I'll spend with this draft class. I want to keep updating further draft classes to make the MyNBA eras even better. But if I click this, it'll download, and you can see right off the bat, all the top guys are real people. So you can see Barkley here, 82. I think that's a pretty good looking Barkley. It's I found on YouTube somebody who created him on 2K22, and it's really the same formulas for create a player this year, and I think the same pretty much for the last like 3 or 4 years. So I use that. If somebody creates a better Barkley, I might sub that in here. But I have Barkley. I created Alvin Robertson, which I also found somebody. I'd give credit, but I don't remember these guys' names on YouTube. So thank you, creators, for posting things on YouTube. It's very helpful for times like these. So Robertson's there. Sam Bowie's here. I made him partly from a video from several 2K years back. But I think it's, I don't know, close enough. It doesn't have to look perfect. I think in-game it'll look fine. As long as do a close-up on his face. Vern Fleming I created. Who else? Okay, so this was an example of what happened in the update. When I was looking at this draft class right after launch, like say 12:05 even, Danny Young was in this draft class, and he's supposed to be. After I saw the update, came back in, and some of these new people like Tim McCormick were here, Danny Young was not here, which I find super weird. So I just went back out to like the main roster, and he's on the Danny Young, no, he was on the last game. Sorry, I'm confusing him with somebody else. So Danny Young was on 2K22, but evidently he's not on 2K23. He was on the 90-91 Blazers. Now he's not. So I don't know if they lost his rights, but okay. I found a video again to create him, close enough. The person I was actually talking about was this guy, Kenny Fields. He was in the draft class before the update, and then he was taken out. So he is on, I believe, the 84-85 Bucks on the game. So they didn't lose his rights, or if they did, they forgot to remove him from the game completely. So I just exported his DNA and imported it here to the draft class. So he disappeared, but now he's back. There's Ron Anderson, Jay Murphy, Coulter, Bob Thornton. Kind of funny story. So you can see I made everybody that's fake or auto-generated here worse than all of the real players. I don't know why that wouldn't be by default the way that 2K does this. So I went through and made everybody a 67 or worse. And in addition to that, if I go over, I can show you that nobody's potential is any higher than that either. At least I don't think I missed anybody. So that took a little time. I'll probably end up doing I didn't want to do a DNA, the same DNA for everybody, because then, I don't know, you might end up a bunch of people at the same position. I don't know how often these guys will make teams. They might be good roster fillers for those teams that have only like 8 people or so. But funny story, when I was doing that, I totally started taking the attributes of Bob Thornton down because he was a 60, I think he was a 65, unless I didn't see him until after I messed with some things. But he was so much worse than most of the fake players that I didn't even like blink when I started taking his attributes down because I didn't think he was real. He was so bad. So I made him at least a 68. I feel like if you're drafted, maybe 68 is maybe the bottom. So in all, I think when I counted, there are now 23 people, which I believe in 1984 there were 23 first-round picks. So at least you can fill a first round with real players. I have not gone into MyNBA for 1983 and seen what the mock drafts look like. I saw somebody yesterday who simulated through a full season with the default draft class, and like Olajuwon went first and Jordan went second. So at least it's nice to know that it's not a given that Jordan will go first. It's really hard, I realized when I made draft classes in previous games, to get people to go in their real order when you know how good they end up, right? Like, for example, a 1996 draft class is a good one. Trying not to get Kobe to go first or even in the top three is super difficult. If you want him to go, was he 13th, whatever it was. It's really, really hard. You have to like make him bad, but with super high potential, which is fair. I didn't see myself doing that with Sam Bowie. Like 77 seemed pretty high, but seeing how he was the second pick ahead of Michael Jordan, I feel like it's fair. Like he's high, but not with much potential. What was his potential I gave him? 79. So he goes up 2. So I don't know if that'll help him get picked high because his overall is pretty good. I feel like for that to work, his overall would need to be higher than like John Stockton, who was picked later on. So I guess what I could do is go in and see what that would look like and not mess with any of the settings, but just download the draft class and see what happens. I will say that I did the attributes, at least a first round of attributes for all the players I created. I didn't touch those players that were already on the game. I mean, other than the auto-generated people. And then I did tendencies as well for the players I created. So Danny Young, Vern Fleming, Barkley, Bowie. Who else did I say? Robertson. So all those guys have decent enough tendencies, I would imagine. I've not done any simulations to see what happens, but seeing how these are all rookie, like draft class players, I think their attributes could change depending on how their careers go. So maybe it's not so important. I guess tendencies might be, because those tend to stay around what they start at, other than maybe shot tendency. So let me do that. Let me go in and see. And actually, before I do that, some other fun things I've realized with the updates they did to the draft class. Some of the photos for people, I think 90, let me try 96. I think some of those were weird. So even for like the really known people, Iverson, Kobe, Camby, right? They don't have real pictures here. But for some of the people they added to the game this year, and again, this is a good draft class and you still have fake people ahead of like lottery picks. Let me find somebody new. Junkyard Dog was new, but here we go. Tony Delk. I believe that is Mike James's picture. I have no idea what they did. Some sort of, I guess, assignment went wrong with photos. But none of these real guys that have been on the game forever have real photos. So I don't know why they decided that Tony Delk, who at least when you go in here looks like Tony Delk, I don't know. Maybe they'll update that. There's no, as far as I know, there's no way to change someone's photo from a user perspective. So Malik Rose is Miles Bridges. Walter McCarty, I think, is that Josh Okogie? Moochie Norris is Corey Joseph. Like, it's just kind of silly. I hope they notice it and update it, because I don't want to draft these people and have them with those photos. I guess there's probably a workaround to export their DNA and create a new player with it, and then they won't have a photo, but it seems unnecessary. I saw somebody ask to see Barkley. Yeah, we can do that real quick. So let me go back. I'm kind of, I guess, fluffing my numbers by downloading this over and over. But hey, it's what you do. Let me edit. So there's what Barkley looks like. I found a couple pictures of him from his rookie year, and it looked like he had the double armband, so he has those. I gave him some kind of somewhat default shoes, but at least they're not the 2K defaults, which so many people have. At some point, maybe I'll go through and change some of that. But here you can see him up close. with some of the hair he had back then. There's not like a perfect hair on the game for what he did before he started shaving the whole time. I guess if you wanted to, you could make him bald and have him play through his career that way. I know some people have called out the fact that you get Jordan with hair, you get Hakeem without the H, Hakeem. Like, those won't change on their own as you go through MyNBA, which, okay, if you play forever, if you want to, if you care that much, you can, I guess, download his more recent model into this player and have him look bald in, I don't know, mid-90s. So I don't know if I'll do that or not. I guess I probably will if I want it to be real. Same with Barkley. I guess I'll take his hair off. So let me go into my NBA real quick. I've not done this yet. So I've watched people do it. Seems simple enough. It seems exactly like it used to be, just with more options here. So I'm going to do Magic Bird era. I really like that transition. That's cool. And I'm just, you can do a fantasy draft? I didn't know that. You can do a fantasy draft starting in 1983. That's neat. If you really want to play with everything. Okay, cool. Not what I'm here for, though. I'm going to select, I have to be somebody, right? So I might as well be everybody. I think everybody's probably seen this by this point. Although I've seen this on others' videos, I've never noticed the pixelated bird and magic pictures behind. That's cool. Okay, I do not want to use or edit. I want to load mine. So, oh, is it not there anymore? All right. Let's go see. Oh man, this view, just seeing all the old logos is cool stuff. Let's go see what a mock draft looks like. Or, well, let's do scouting and we can look at everybody, like the 3 different options. All right, well, it seems to be a given that Michael Jordan's first. I guess it depends also on, does it depend on the scouts? Maybe not. Jordan, Olajuwon, Stockton. Why? Why are there fake people up here? Okay. You would think, since Michael Cage is like and Willis are like 77 overall, something like that, that there wouldn't be fake people ahead of them when none of them should be better than 67. Can I see their overalls? I can't, can I? I don't know why it's been so many years that you can't see their overall while you're in Edit Player. I would think up like in a corner somewhere you should be able to see their overall as you edit them. Because I can't load download draft class. No. Okay. Because I won't be able to see their overalls here because I've not scouted them yet. Okay, well, the only idea I have for why these fake people are up here are perhaps because I only did the attribute potential and I didn't go in and look at their max potential. So if this Tyler Maggette, who is very fake, has like a max potential of 90, obviously he's going to be picked higher. So I need to go in. Unfortunately, that's not a quick edit option, I don't think. I haven't checked on this game, but before it's not been a quick edit option. I have to go into their player card and edit it, which I guess I could look at that right now. I don't know why I'm talking about it when I can just look at it. Vitals 87. I don't understand. '87, but he wasn't in my draft class. You guys saw that, right? he's not in my draft class when I edit it. Let me reload it. Or maybe, let me try the mine and not the one that's shared. Hey! Okay, let me go back and try the shared one again. Is it something wrong with the upload? No. Okay. Well, this Pickett guy is still up here. Let me check him out. Okay, so new theory is that no matter which one you pick, maybe it does the default one regardless. Okay, so again, I don't have anybody with that much potential in my class that's not real. So I don't know why he's up there. This guy, I know I edited down to a 67 or something. Because I remember his blonde hair. There's no way. His potential was not a 76. So it seems that it doesn't matter what is in your draft class, which if that's the case, is not cool at all. I mean, my created people are here. Do they have the right? I'm trying to remember what. Let me see if Barkley has his right potential. I think I gave him max 97, 96 maybe. There's no way I put his potential below his minimum potential though. I don't even know if, can you do that? Evidently you can. I don't know why you can do that. So evidently they change potentials when you go in. I don't know the point of that. What's the point of being able to edit a draft class if they change everything? I thought the point of having ranges of potentials was that then it could calculate and kind of randomize how good they get from one season to the next, or from one save file to the next, right? Maybe Barkley's a 96 in one franchise I do, and he's only an 87 another time. That'd be fine. But I'm pretty sure I put his true potential, like his average, I guess, as 93 or 94. Let me just go back and check again. So let's back out of this. I don't really want to save that. Well, this was going to be a short video, but here you are, finding things out while I find them out. Go back. Okay, so I ended up that last time going to mine. Did I already pass it? I can't even find my own thing. Let's... I don't know if it matters where you click from. I can just go to my files, but... Okay. Well, I'm going to show you. Barkley. Vitals. His potential is 93, but yet when I loaded the draft class, it was an 86. So it's a little frustrating that I spent so much time taking people's attributes and potential down, and perhaps that doesn't really matter. I don't know why they would change the potential when you go in. Especially if it's not going to fall within this range. Like, why would you generate something his potential is an 86 when I say his minimum potential is an 87? That doesn't make sense. Okay, well, I didn't think I would be frustrated in this video. I thought this was going to be a joyous occasion of sharing that you can have many more real people. Which you still can. It just isn't working out as perfectly as I had hoped. So, What's coming next for me? I think what I'll do is create some people for the actual 83-84 season, um, which, by the way, you can see here. I think when I was watching people's videos, they were all going into the actual MyNBA and then editing rosters. You can actually select it here and, I believe, save your own or create your own. So I don't know if anybody's done that. 83-84. So Clutch, who I know has created a lot of people in the past. Let me just look what that looks like. Maybe I don't need to do much. I'm not going to do much work if somebody already has. Whoops. I love that the G League teams are still on here. And that was sarcasm. Okay, who do we need to see? I know the Hawks are one of their main players. No, he's not here. Dan Roundtree, Round something. I'm going to feel bad if I don't get his name right. Dan Roundfield was an all-star, was a starter. He's not here. So I wonder if maybe Clutch got it out here just so we can update it over time as well. That was kind of my plan. So I'll be creating some of the main players that teams are missing. Some of them only have like 6 people. The Pacers, I think, had 7. I think I'm going to where the Wizards are, but I need to go to where the Bullets are. The Bullets have 6. Yeah, that's kind of sad. So I will be filling those in and probably uploading a version of that you can start out with. And then that way, if I have updated draft classes, and I might look to see if other people have done like 85, 86, 87, and so on, then you can have like a much more thorough experience from a player standpoint. I also need to decide if I'm going to take down the overalls of these fake people that are fillers on teams, maybe, again, 67 max, so that there's not fake people better than real people. But we'll see. See how much time I want to spend on it. Might be a gradual thing. So thanks for joining. Until next time, Shoe Shack Redemption is out of here.